The night I forgot how to feel. It started like any other evening. The world outside was quiet, too quiet, the kind that makes you feel like even the air is holding its breath. I sat by the window, watching the city lights blink one by one, and for the first time in a long time, I couldn't tell if I was lonely or just empty. They say time heals everything, but no one tells you that healing sometimes feels like nothing at all. No sadness, no anger, no tears, just silence. A silence that grows inside you until it's louder than your own thoughts. I used to feel everything too deeply. A song could break me, a message could save me. But somewhere between heartbreaks and apologies that came too late, I stopped reacting, stopped hoping, stopped caring. People noticed. They said, "You've changed," and maybe they were right. But what they didn't understand is, sometimes, you don't change because you want to. You change because staying the same hurts too much. I remember one night, the air smelled like rain and cigarette smoke. My phone buzzed. His name flashed across the screen. After months of silence, for a second, I froze, like time had stopped. I didn't open it right away. I just stared at it. Because I already knew what it would say. It's always the same, isn't it? I've been thinking about you, I miss us, can we talk? And maybe, months ago, I would have answered. Maybe I would have written back something soft, something forgiving. But that night, I didn't. I just locked the phone and stared at my reflection in the glass. It didn't even hurt anymore. And that scared me. Because sometimes, feeling nothing is worse than feeling pain. At least pain means you're still alive somewhere inside. But emptiness, it's like standing in a room full of memories and not recognizing any of them as your own. I sat there for hours. No music, no sound, just the hum of the city and my heartbeat, slow, steady, unfamiliar. And then I realized, this was the peace everyone talks about. Not the kind that makes you smile. The kind that comes after you cried everything out. After there's nothing left to lose. I didn't delete his number. I didn't block him. I didn't even read the message. I just let it stay there, like a ghost I stopped believing in. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. And somehow, life moved on without asking me if I was ready. I started sleeping better. Stopped checking my phone at midnight. Stopped waiting for something that wasn't meant for me. I still walk past the places we used to go. Sometimes I even sit there for a moment, not to remember him, but to remember me. The version that loved too much, hoped too much, stayed too long. And when people ask if I take him back, I just smile. Because the truth is, he's already gone. And so is the girl who would have said yes. Now, when it rains, I don't ache anymore. I just watch. Because sometimes, the sound of falling water is the only proof that even the sky knows how to let go. And maybe that's what healing really is, not forgetting, not forgiving, but finally learning how to exist without the weight of what broke you. I don't feel nothing anymore. But I don't feel everything either. Just enough. Enough to breathe. Enough to stay. Enough to begin again. And maybe that's all we ever needed. Not someone to come back, but the courage to keep living when they don't. The morning after the storm was quiet. Too quiet. Not the heavy kind that fills your chest with silence, but the soft kind that follows after chaos, like the world was finally exhaling. I woke up before the sun. The city was still asleep, and for once, I didn't reach for my phone. No notifications, no messages, no ghosts waiting to be read. Just the sound of rain still dripping from the rooftops and the faint hum of life returning. I made coffee, the way I always used to. 2 sugars. No cream. He used to hate it that way. He'd laugh and say I liked my coffee like my soul, bitter. And maybe he was right. But that morning, it didn't taste bitter anymore. It just tasted like coffee, like something ordinary, something mine. It's strange how peace comes quietly. No fireworks, no epiphany, just small moments that no one else notices. The way sunlight sneaks through the curtain, the way your heartbeat stops racing for no reason, the way you look at the mirror and see someone new, someone calm. That day, I decided to go for a walk. Same street, same city, but everything looked different. Or maybe I finally was. I passed the park where we used to sit. The bench was still there, only now it was empty, and I didn't feel the urge to fill it with memories. I just looked at it, and for the first time, it didn't hurt to leave. I stopped by a bookstore on the corner. The owner smiled at me like she'd seen me before. Maybe she had, back when I was someone who didn't know how to be alone. She handed me a book, and I bought it without even checking the title. I didn't need to. It felt right. That night, I read the first page. It said, "Sometimes, you must lose everything you were, to become everything you were meant to be." I smiled. Not the sad kind of smile, but the one that feels like a quiet promise. I didn't know who I was becoming yet, but for the first time in a long time, I wanted to find out. There were still moments, of course, late nights when my thoughts drifted too far, songs that hit too deep, dreams that brought him back for a second too long, but they didn't own me anymore. They were just echoes, and echoes fade. One evening, weeks later, I got a message. It was him again. Short. Simple. "I saw you today. You look different." I didn't reply. Not because I was angry, but because there was nothing left to say. The version of me he remembered was gone, buried somewhere between the silence and the healing. I closed the chat, deleted his name, and that felt peaceful. Not like letting go, more like setting myself free. Now, when I think of him, I don't think of pain. I think of lessons, of endings that taught me beginnings, of love that wasn't meant to stay, but still left something behind, strength. And sometimes, when I walk past that same window, the one where I used to sit and wait, I catch my reflection in the glass, and I realize I don't look like her anymore, the girl who forgot how to feel. Now, I remember. Not him. Not us. Just me. The morning I remembered myself, that was the day I stopped surviving and started living.